I would like to call to order the Township of Aleppo's Commissioner meeting of April 20th, 2026. And I see everyone has already joined me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ma'am, would you do roll call, please?
President Luca,
Here.
Vice President Williams,
Here.
Commissioner Michael,
Here.
Commissioner Amatucci,
Here.
Solicitor Jewett,
Present.
Manager Patterson.
Here.
Thank you.
This meeting is being live streamed and being recorded for upload to YouTube, as always. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the workshop meeting of April 13th.
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Beginning with reports. Chief, police report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
For the month of March, we had a total of 84 calls. Approximately 30 of that were traffic citations and warnings issued. We had a non-reportable minor accident on a motorcycle down here on Deer Run due to loose gravel. The gentleman said he fell on. Again, no injuries. A few domestics, DPW call-outs, EMS calls were 26. Fire alarm, one credit card fraud, and one harassment complaint that was social media related. Other than that, nothing else for the general public. Any questions and concerns from you?
I have none. Anything we can do for you?
Nope, I have nothing.
I'm channeling Mr. Jones.
I got you.
Be safe, Chief. Thank
NFL
you.
draft is next week. Hopefully it doesn't have much impact on you guys for this far out, right?
This week.
Oh, it's this week.
It's this
Well, this
week.
week, the 20th, yeah, so, geez, I lost track of my time already.
They already have the no parking signs up in the
Yeah,
city.
so we're hoping it doesn't, I mean, I think we're gonna see a little bit from Ohio Township down towards the 279 corridor, but hopefully this far out, you guys won't be affected.
Good, I hope not.
All right, have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There is no report from emergency management. Public Works, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As you can see on the first thing on the list, and hopefully that was the last time plowing salt roads. Had to fix some mirrors on Glen Mitchell. We started doing some cleanup around here. Met with the county road department supervisor on Glen Mitchell Road, right below Weber Road there, starting to get another slide. He basically said it's got to go to engineering, so we're still waiting on that. We had to cut 2 trees down on Swickley Ridge Circle that were about ready to fall onto Swickley Ridge Circle, so figured I'd beat them to the punch and cut them down.
Nicely
chip 'em up.
done.
Other than that, that's about it. Got any questions for me?
As always, Tim, thank you.
Not a problem.
Tim, do you have anything, for upcoming grass in season? Do you have all the equipment in,
Yeah, we're good.
no issue with anything in working order?
Yep.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that's what we were working on the last piece of equipment today, getting it ready.
Okay.
Communications, Gwen.
I received one email with a comment about the fire alarm at the station. It wasn't about any funding, but it was just a comment that said that the resident was in support of maintaining the use of the fire alarm. So that's what I got.
This may be in an inappropriate place, so correct me if it is. Francis, we are looking for, and I just want you to go home thinking about it, communications is unassigned as a committee. If you would like to consider doing that, I'm not putting you on the spot for an answer, but if you would be willing to think about that, it's one of the open committee places.
I will do that, thank you.
Good. None of my training wheels reacted, so it must have been okay. Planning and zoning.
No report.
Okay. Our tax collector is missing in action. He had a prior commitment, so he's going to give us his numbers in duo for next month. So we'll review both of it. Moving on to finance.
Motion to approve March bill list in the amount of $39,478.14 to ratify March prepaid bills in the amount of $11,914.09 and to ratify March payroll transfers in the amount of $19,959.09.
Thank you, Jed. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Aleppo Township Authority, no report. Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority, status quo, no report. QV COG, Mr. Art.
Nothing to report. I have their meeting tomorrow night.
Your wireless isn't connected, you can't tell the future? And Solicitor Jewett.
My only real item is that I am waiting on the final AOK from Ohio Township on the extension of police contract. So I just actually sent their solicitor a quick follow-up. We'd hope to have that in place for this meeting. Next month is fine. So I will follow up on that and hopefully we'll have the extension ready for you for May.
Wonderful.
Have you received any back and forth, red line documents at all? Or is this the first edit?
This is the first edit just of the extension.
Oh, right, the
So we're
extension,
not
not the
in.
new contract, okay.
We're in agreement as to all terms on the extension. It's a question of me being picky and changing a little bit of the structure.
Okay.
So I don't anticipate any issues, but I do want his sign off before we put it out to the public. And then once we get that in place, we will have a couple months to handle
Negotiate the
the
contract.
contract for the next
Sorry, I
years.
didn't realize it was
Nope.
extension versus new one, okay.
Correct, yes, we will do a short extension for 6 months, followed by an anticipation of a new contract. And that's
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to unfinished business. Is there a motion on the table to either adopt or to decline to adopt the resolution expressing support of the House Bill 504 authorizing the development of community solar energy facilities?
I would like to make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a second.
Hard to do two things,
I would open discussion. I think one of the important things to open, we did receive a few comments on negative. We got an anonymous letter reminding us that a lot of the concern was the possibility of building future facilities here for solar. And I think we have to talk about that a little bit just to clarify it. And that the person did not think that it applied to Aleppo Township because it is geared toward low-income housing, and we have a small number of low-income housing or people under poverty level income. And then I received 2 phone calls actually just today who were made aware that we were considering this by a friend. And they didn't think that it applied to Aleppo. But with that said, I think it's important that we make it clear to the residents watching that this bill is not in any way to, even on a state level, and certainly not on a municipal level, a resolution is not in any way making it possible to build a solar farm here. I can't think of anywhere within Aleppo Township that would even be possible unless they miniaturized panels to a 2-inch size. There really isn't a land burden that's big enough to be able to do that. So I wanted to clarify that because I know that that's one of the concerns in the 3 people that talked to me. So I would open it up to, Jed, do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, my reservation's not solar technology or the need for lower costs or diversification of energy generation. Mine would be speaking on behalf of the community for something I don't feel that I fully understand the ramifications in other communities. I would maybe understand how it affect Aleppo, which, to your point, very small footprint, where would it go? The fact that, on single-family dwellings on a roof is more than, permissible. But I'm not sure how it impacts other communities, what they want to do with it, and, enough information to the positive or to the negative on how, especially going to some speakers on other topics having to do with power generation for data centers, how power generation is an important component. I don't know enough about what this organization wants to do, and the bill that they're proposing would affect land right uses or zoning laws in other areas, so that's my overall concern for it.
Francis?
Well, I fully support the use of renewable energy sources, and although Aleppo might not benefit from it, this what is it, a bill? It's only to support, to share support.
It's a resolution.
It's a
right?
resolution to the state to show support so that other communities could do it. And Tim has gotten a lot of other communities have voted in support, not just low-income communities either. So I fully support, the more that we can use solar energy and to have these farms, especially in rural places that have a significant amount of land and where it wouldn't really be obstructive or anything like that. So I would like to see it. I would like to see it happen.
Francis, I have a question. I've driven down, I don't know what your experience is, so I've been on Interstate 76, the Turnpike.
Yes.
I've seen
Yes.
larger installations, so
Yeah.
I'm not quite understanding what is preventing folks from installing solar panels in a field, right? Like.
I think Gwen may have a
Do you,
clarification.
yeah, why do we need to support it when it seems like it's already been going on in the Commonwealth?
My understanding of what the materials that Tim has presented over the last couple months is that this bill is saying that it would change the structure of who would benefit from those solar farms. From what I understand.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with building solar
Community
farms.
solar is saying that we would allow, and I'm sure it's allowing this changes what the utility companies can charge. Community solar allows individuals to buy into a solar array and receive any kind of energy benefits from it versus a large company just owning those big solar farms, or you as a homeowner could put one on your house and get the benefits. From what the materials I've been provided say that it's aimed more at people like who are tenants in an apartment building who have no way to put their own solar up,
Yeah.
but they want to benefit, so it's changing the structure of what's allowed and allowing individuals to buy into a
Yeah.
solar.
In other words, currently Lordstown on the Turnpike, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
the Turnpike. Lordstown, that's Ohio, but over by Hershey, there's a
Yeah.
huge solar farm over by Hershey that's actually owned by Hershey Chocolate, I believe. But it's for the sole purpose of that corporation. And what this bill does, it doesn't address, can you build a solar farm on, some farm. But am I, as a homeowner in a condo association down the street from that farm, able to buy energy from that solar farm, thus lowering my energy bill?
It's odd. I've been to, I thought, I didn't understand it
I don't
that
believe
way.
you can do that now.
So there was, when I lived in Regent Square, we had a program that we got at the Phipps Conservatory. They had a station down at the bottom
Yes.
of it where you could pick where your, where you could buy your generation from. So
Yes.
Duquesne Light is, you still have to pay Duquesne Light for transportation of it, but you could buy your generation because it was a different rate on your bill.
Yes.
Yes. So, and you could get it from renewable.
But I don't think currently you can purchase it from a commercially owned solar farm. Am I, help
Yeah,
me here.
I will chime in with the caveat
You have
that
a lot of,
I'm
you have the
recusing
knowledge here.
myself.
I got it.
Yes, so, not going to attempt to guide you one way or another.
No, we're asking
100%
knowledge
policy
only.
decision.
Yes.
So, you can choose at this point different types of energy providers. You can technically shop, which is where you're seeing those people come to your door, they knock and they say
Yes.
you can select that. That is more still going through the utility and selecting an energy mix that they're providing. Community solar is something that they have in many other states, which would allow a small pocket of an area. Sometimes it's a school district, sometimes it's just, you know, an area around a municipality, and would allow for the energy generated on a specific site to be distributed amongst the community in that area, and therefore allow you to purchase into an output level from that. So it's a more localized generation and being able to buy into that option. So for example, they have the system in New York, it's been in place for quite a while. Just speaking on a, you know, practical level, my family has done that, even though they have solar on their house as well. They have bought into community solar, and it essentially just allows for them to then subsidize in a way their energy costs utilizing energy generated in that area. Now, as it is in Pennsylvania, you can only have what in other places is called utility scale solar, which is it's going into the grid and then the electrons go where the electrons go. PJM controls it on the statewide grid, and you cannot have, you know, essentially what's a microgrid for your area. So it's a different way of allowing energy purchase and a different way of distributing electricity. So it does not, I'll clarify, it would not change anything about your zoning ordinance. It would not open up the township. You'd have to have a whole new, your ordinances are still in place. It's more of a new method on purchase of energy as opposed to development of the actual facilities.
Okay, so if this would pass, it wouldn't force people to buy solar from a community solar farm. It would just give people the
Create the
option and
option.
the ability to do
Yeah.
that.
And somebody would then, it does not necessarily have to be in Aleppo, it could be any place in the vicinity where they can get the transmission, but you could do that. There are virtual ways to do it as well, where you're purchasing from someplace further away, but you've bought in and developed it on a, I guess a co-op is kind of a similar way to think about it.
Did
That's the word I
Tim,
was looking for.
did Tim ever say how many states actually support this, have it? Because some states do and some states don't.
The list that, that he gave us had,
He gave a list of.
He gave a list of
there was
municipalities.
14
14
municipalities, there was
Oh.
no states on that.
How many states have?
Because what we're, she said. Because
Yes,
what
I'm
we're
not
doing-
answering, I'm not
yeah,
answering text. I'm looking up to see if there's an
interesting,
answer to your
yeah.
question.
We're just
How
expressing
many
our
states?
support of the Pennsylvania House Bill 504.
43 currently, with one having it in the House, with the potential of 44 states by the end of April, plus the District of Columbia as of late 2025, early 2026, representing 11, I don't know what this means, 11 GWAC of capacity.
Gigawatts.
Okay. 24 states in DC have passed specific enabling legislation to formally support and encourage the growth of these programs. So 43 states allow communities to participate. 24 states are allowing, I believe, the building of solar farms within their state. And there are projects exist in most states. There's new programs in states like Pennsylvania and Ohio in development.
Yes, that's
So yeah, Pennsylvania and Ohio are considered in development.
in the middle. Mhm.
Yeah.
So we would be joining, well, the state would be joining the 24 states that allow creation of the solar.
Allow creation of
Yeah.
the solar farms. But 43 states, soon to be 44 plus District of Columbia, allow their residents to purchase community solar.
So they allow community solar then?
Yes.
They'd have to, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, almost all, actually. So that's, a majority of states do. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, given the discussion, all in favor,
Aye.
Aye, I'll give it to you.
All right.
Any opposed?
Is there anybody left?
No?
That's very.
Can we,
4 in favor.
4 in favor. Can we, I was just giving an opportunity, can we prepare a resolution in support?
It's in there.
It's right here. I was looking for it, I couldn't find it when I wanted it, but yeah, it's part of it.
That wasn't a training wheel, that was a smack in the head. But thank you. But thank you all the same.
So the resolution is here, and it says basically, yay, do it. If it doesn't
Can I
work,
ask you to contact Mr. Kelly and thank him for his
Yep.
passion and his presentation and let him know the results? Thank you, Gwen. Just because of my involvement with EMS and my knowledge of fire and police in this area, just by involvement, I'm going to break just kind of an unwritten thing, and I'm going to make a motion to contribute the full amount of $6,500 to the Aleppo Township Volunteer Fire Company toward the purchase of a new programmable fire siren for the Aleppo Township Volunteer Fire Company Fire Station.
Just to clarify, it's not the siren.
Yes, it's the
Siren controller.
controller.
Is
Thank
that
you.
the amount?
I believe it's 6,500, am I correct?
I thought you said
I thought it was less than that.
52?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was
52.
5,000 something?
Yeah,
Okay, help
it was
me.
5,200
I
plus.
gotta dig,
Help me,
hold on.
it's 5 minutes.
Approximately 5,200 is what my
Yeah,
handwritten notes
yeah.
say. Is that right?
Yeah,
With
it's
everyone
40,
else?
it's 4,000 something plus.
Plus the labor,
Plus
which
the
is-
labor
is
made it
that-
52, yeah.
It's 5,000 and change, I just can't remember.
Then I would
And
change my
change.
motion to contribute $5,200 to the Aleppo Township Volunteer Fire Company toward the purchase of new programmable controller for the fire siren for the Aleppo Township Volunteer Fire Station. Would anyone like to second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Just catch me up on, that is something I missed from last meeting, so.
There have been complaints from the public of how long the siren goes off for each call. Bull was here, the fire chief was here last meeting and explained how the county dispatches. If they don't have somebody in the truck in 5 minutes, it puts the siren off again, and then they're long, et cetera. So he was working on a number of different ways to make it less impactful. But the siren that they have right now is extremely antiquated. They only have
Controller.
the controller, I'm sorry, Tim, throw something at me. Man, I don't need training wheels, you need this.
I have one of those.
It's very antiquated and they can't program it. We've programmed it to 2 uses. One is fire dispatch and the other one is emergency management notification of the community. We have very long drawn out siren whistle for emergency management, and theirs is programmed differently. There's a controller out there that almost everyone uses now that gives them the ability to reprogram that siren in a number of different ways. And it's kind of the standard of fire service to be able to program your own house. And that gives them the ability to program their own house siren. They don't have the money in the budget to pay for that controller because it just wasn't there and they don't have any money at all, frankly. And so Chief came to us and asked us if we would contribute to the purchase of that controller.
There have been a lot of complaints. The sirens go off at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Where,
Mostly by the people that live near you.
I know, which the complaints are not coming from my house. Where would the funds be coming from?
We probably have money in the general fund, so it's not specifically in our fire budget because the budget is developed last year.
George
for that.
asked me to let everybody know that there would be no pinch from a financial situation. He looked at it. There were some funds, I'm not sure from where, that were unexpected even, that would make it very easy to pay for. So,
Okay.
any other discussion?
No.
I would
Nope.
entertain a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Obviously, no one opposed. Motion carries. Miss Earth Day, Gwen Patterson.
That's me. So this coming Saturday is our Earth Day roadside cleanup, and all are welcome. And if anybody knows they're coming, it would be good to give us a little bit of a heads up so I can do a donut count, so I make sure that we have donuts for everyone. But that's what we need. We have grabbers, gloves, safety vests, trash bags. We fan out in teams to a couple specific sites, roads that are easier to keep people safe on versus, highly, we don't do Glen Mitchell because the speeds are a little too high and not enough shoulder on Glen Mitchell. So we go to the wider, spread out sections. We have multiple trucks there, multiple, road work ahead signs. And we clean up trash for a couple of hours and then we count the bags at the end and report that to the state who funds us for, gives us the supplies. So we just do a little report at the end. And that is this coming Saturday. You can meet here at like 8:45 and we start out for a donut and 9 o'clock is when we start the work.
How does that work? I mean, people gather here and then.
We gather here, you just come up here, park in the parking lot and,
Eat a donut?
Eat a donut, have some coffee, greet everyone, and then right around 9, we have a resident chairman, a guy who lives on Rockledge, and he's our chairman of this, citizen chairman of this group, and he just goes, all right, everybody, get your gear and let's go, and tells people where they go,
So do they drive to wherever they're supposed to?
It depends on where the location is. So if you're gonna do Deer Run, everybody starts here and they just start walking down
Oh,
Deer
yeah.
Run. We have some people who
Yeah.
do the top half of Red Gate, people walk that way. Then one of the other main locations is down at the 79 interchange on Glenfield Road, which is, I think, technically in Glenfield Borough, but our residents use it. And we
The
will,
interchange is actually in Aleppo.
is it in Aleppo? Okay, so we drive the people down there. So we'll ferry people down to
Oh,
that
Tim's
site.
just full of
You don't have to
information tonight.
walk all
I said that Tim's full of information
way.
tonight.
It's always a mess down there too.
So, yeah, and then we drive you back up to the building at the end of the day. You don't have to stay the whole time. If you just say, I can be here for an hour, just let some staff member know and somebody will come by in a truck and pick you up and take you back to your car if you have to leave at 10 or something like that. So you don't have to stay the whole time.
How many people do you typically get?
20 is our average. Some years it's been 16, some years it was 23, but 20 has been the average, although we did hear that Amazon's gonna be sending a few people this year. So, we're hoping.
How did you advertise it?
We put it on our website, we talk about
Oh,
it in
okay.
these meetings, and then in the morning, he has signs going up at some key intersections that are highly traveled intersections, just reminding people. This is what, the 8th year or something doing this?
Yeah, about that.
I think we skipped COVID year,
Yeah.
but that was about it. So we've been doing it for a lot of years, so people just look for it. The people that are interested, we have a nice core group of people who show up every year. Some of the same people really turn out every year, so. And that ties in nicely with this being local government week. And so being local government week, for those of us who love local government, everyone in the room, this is one of the community outreach things that we do. So we're just celebrating the fact that we all like to do this kind of thing.
Nice. Any new business? Do we have any citizen participation, Mr. Dave? Anybody knocking on the door over there?
Can I mention one other thing?
Sure, always.
We had talked about, previous meetings about Rhodes Avenue, and the board had already voted to approve the contract with the engineers. We got the final recommendation in from the engineers about what to do, what level of repairs to do on Rhodes Avenue. And so they are preparing the specs, and we'll be getting ready to send that bid out in the next couple weeks, from what I understand. So then this will be, as a reminder, this will be using up some grant funds that we received for repairs on Rhodes Avenue, plus using a little bit of leftover money from the large contract where the contractor scraped up the road, so he gave us a credit on his bill, so we'll be using that to repair that section of the road. And then there'll be some township funds used for the balance of it and the engineering, and that money will come from the capital improvements fund, which is our paving and structural fund. And so it's looking like very round numbers, perhaps maybe $100,000, $40,000 of which is already covered, so it'll be around 60, probably a little less, we hope, for the township's portion of
And our
that.
capital funds are very healthy.
Yes, this will not be a hit to that, and that's where that account, where this will come from. So that's the plan for that, to kind of close that out for your discussion.
Thank you, Gwen.
It's been a long time.
Yes, yes. Is there a need for executive session, boss?
There is not, we anticipate you might want one next month,
Okay.
but at this point, we're good.
Sounds good. If there's no other input, output, questions, comments, I adjourn the meeting of Aleppo Township at exactly 7:30.